Welcome to this channel. The channel is for education and culture based on historical and scientific evidence. So today is December 23, 2025. Today, I'd like to share something extremely serious. So, for those who do not want to face reality, do not want to face the history evidence, the technical evidence of Chinese Kung Fu and Wing Chun, please stop this video right now. Because after you watch this video, you're going to cross the line of no return. So I give you a choice now. If you cannot face reality, then please stop the video now. This video is not for you. This video is for those Wing Chuners who care about Wing Chun, who want to develop the real skill of Wing Chun, who want to know the reality of Wing Chun. This is an education YouTube education video. This is for everybody. This is not to make anybody God. And we do this today in Silicon Valley, United States of America, California, because Asia and the entire world is not capable to do this today due to different reasons. Now, I'm not saying that everybody is no good, only me is the best. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the world have different conditions. So Silicon Valley, California, United States is the place in this era where we can release this. Okay? Now, so today I'm going to drop a bomb in Wing Chun, in Chinese Kung Fu, a bomb to demolish all the bullshit, a bomb to demolish all the fake grandmaster and fake teaching. This is how serious it is. Wing Chun and serious Chinese Kung Fu need to move forward, not trapped in the wall of nonsense grandmaster, fake grandmaster, and mysterious bullshit. Wasting time, those are not Chinese culture. So let's go. I promise you, after this video, you know what exactly you need to do to develop the Kung Fu for you. It's not for me. Now, we have to face the challenge of this world. Everything is evolve and progress. There's no such thing as this Ji Sim Mang from Red Boat, who is the ultimate of fighting all those nonsense. Those are just fiction character. Those are not real. Those are not Chinese. Those are just some kind of fictions, fairy tales in the end of Qing dynasty. People make it up, and they purposely want to do that for money making, and the government love it because they do not want to have the truth in the hand of the Hans, the Chinese, because that is the time of the Qing rule the Chinese. So that's why you have all this internal flying around, all this nonsense. Okay? Now, Wing Chun belong to what? Wing Chun belong to the anti-Qing. Because the Wing Chun ancestors do not want to see the people of China suffer from the Qing governments and all those corruptions and all this nonsense and second class or third class citizen. So that's why the ancestor of Wing Chun go uprising. Sure, they lost at that time, 1850, and they get out of China, and they are also in the the anti-Qing is in San Francisco. And so they support the overthrow of the Qing dynasty in the early 1900s. And the founding father of the modern China, Sun Yat-sen's living in San Francisco, Chinatown. Okay? So just get the thing straight. Don't live in fantasy here on. Now, let's start technically. So 2 days ago, I shared this video, Gateway to Neigong Internet Art. Please watch this YouTube if you have not. This is a very serious YouTube. And I make this YouTube is for those who have already watched this and asked me a lot of questions. Now, before I get into the core of the technical issue, technical content of Wing Chun, 2 months ago, I released this Bridging Wing Chun with Modern Science YouTube. This is very important because you need to bridge what is the teaching of Chinese Kung Fu and Wing Chun with the modern science to understand what is going on. And today's sharing is exactly due to that. Without this, we have no idea what is going on in today's scientific language and how to implement it, how to realize it. Because we know it. After this YouTube, you know it, you can develop the skill of Wing Chun, authentic skill of Wing Chun, or authentic thing in a skill of Chinese Kung Fu. Because this is the standard. Okay? This is the standard. So, people love to talk about philosophy, Zen, all type of nonsense. If you ask today people about Wing Chun, they say, "Well, this is I make it. I fuse this with Taoist, so this is become my Wing Chun." Or people follow Bruce Lee talk about philosophy, concept. The truth is, the Chinese is not doing that. It is not concept, philosophy, those nonsense, mysterious thing, Taoist stuff where you have no content. So, the teaching of Wing Chun, which is based on Buddhist teaching, is based on the teaching of Buddha, such as in the Surangama Sutta, the Zen Sutta, Surangama Sutta, the Sutta, the teaching of Buddha on the Zen. So, this is in Chinese. So I don't do anything. I just translate it with Google. This is what it said in English. The phase life arises from consciousness and decay is eliminated through form. Come from Srangama Sutta. It means that the cycle of birth and death occur because of the existence of consciousness. So your mind, your concept, your philosophy, your attachment. While cessations and liberations are achieved by eliminating or transforming form. Form means matter, body, sensory objects. So, it is not the mind concept philosophy part, which is critical when you train in Wing Chun. Those are important, but it was even important, even seriously critical that you know that the sensations and vibrations are achieved eliminating form or transforming form, meaning that you need to know how to eliminating problem or bad habit in your physical. You need to be able to transform your physical. That means you need to know the biological rhythm of your body. You don't go down there keeping talking about the nonsense on the conscious mind concept philosophy, which is completely detached, completely out of the world of the form, the body, the sensory object, the matter, and the biological rhythm. If you don't know the biological rhythm of your body, it's just all kind of talk and brute force. So you need to know that the Chinese, the Wing Chun ancestor, they have the concept and the thinking, the mind. They also have the methods, the process, the procedure to eliminate or transforming the bodies into a certain level, which is you require your biological rhythm. Okay? Now just go straight to it. This is the reality. You don't know this, which is the following. You don't know, you don't have Neigong internal skill. This is what is the engine of your body. Such as if you want to race a car, you need to know how is the car engine function like in the neutral gear. What is the purpose of neutral gear? When you put yourself into the neutral gear, what does the car do? When you put into first gear, second gear, and auto driving, of course, in the highway, you can do the automatic auto driving. But when you want to go up to the hill, very steep hill, isn't it? You have to shift to the first gear. You need all of this. You need to have the neutral gear. You need to have the first gear, second gear, and the automatic driving for you to drive that car, for that car to be able to work. If you don't know this, it means land swimming. It means incomplete. And knowing this engine, knowing which gear you need to put when you want to drive, and your car have to be able to do that. That is Neigong. That is internal skill or internal kung fu or internal art. Nothing magic. So I put it in bridging with the scientific to tell you, if you do not have all of this, you are looking for trouble. Okay? And today's Kung Fu is complete mess. It doesn't matter. You look at those internal art people who boasting bullshit, and in Wing Chun, who talk about my grandmaster is the oldest, the best fighter, the king of Wing Chun, or I can fight in the rooftop. Those are invalid in the eyes of technical, because this is what the technical. If you don't have a car which can shift to different gear and put into the neutral positions and your engine be able to do it, don't talk about racing. You can race. You couldn't even drive a car. You don't even have a car. So let's go for this. This one page, you take a snapshot. This is what here on Wing Chun has to follow. And Wing Chun practitioner has to follow this, know exactly where you are. Because this thing is very damaging if you don't know what it is. And I like to tell you, mention, share with you, Bruce Lee's passing is also a tragic of do not have a full view of this Chinese Kung Fu stuff. So no, Wing Chun is not land swimming. Bruce Lee doesn't understand. Okay, that is for sure. Now, get into the details. So, Neigong, the internal skill, like the analogy of the car's engine putting in the different gear positions, have three category or three level. The first level is called recovery or nurture chi. Okay. So this recovery or nurture chi in terms of heart rate map into the science so that we can measure with this if we train it is zone 1 and resting heart rate between that. So that is the recovery nurture chi level or category of training. The second is the aerobic. So people who say they have 内功 or internal skill, they has to have the recovery and also they have to have the aerobic endurance skill or aerobic endurance develop. And this is in the zone 1, zone 2, zone 3 training in today's sports science. So recovery and nurture chi is the zone 1 and resting heart rate uh, range of training. Now, for the fighting, full accelerated input momentum handling, which is you need it, is a zone 4, zone 5 training. Like you're sprinting and fighting, sparring, those things. And that is the anaerobic endurance. Now, so if you have a full Wing Chun training, not talking about who is the king of Wing Chun, who is the know-it-all grandmaster. We talk basic. Every full educated Wing Chun practitioner need to have the recovery or nurture chi skill developed. Aerobic endurance, skill and capability, anaerobic skill and endurance capability. You need to have these three skills. You cannot just say playing Xiu Lim Tao, playing your sets, and then doing your Qi Sao and doing a little bit of Guo Sao or whatever, and then a little bit of sparring, and then claim that that is what it is. No, the ancient Chinese have said that in today's language, you need to have this developed. And aerobic endurance, recovery, and nurture Qi capability or else you don't have the internal skill, internal kung fu. You don't have the neigong. It's like with the car analogy, you can boast anything about your car, but you don't have a solid car. You don't have a car that you can shift gear. You don't have a car that there's a transmission that for all this neutral gear and the level of driving, second level of driving, and the auto drive gear. You don't have that shift, so you need this. You want to have kung fu, Chinese kung fu and Wing Chun kung fu is for fighting. You need to have that. If you don't have this, it's going to cause problem. You don't have the anaerobic endurance training, you can fight. You don't have the recovery nurture chi, you're going to screw up your body. Your body will be damaged. You don't have the aerobic endurance, you cannot develop the anaerobic endurance. So this is for your fitness. So you need all this. Only you have this, you have your 内功, you have your internal in your Wing Chun, or else stop the bullshit. You don't know what it is. Now, for that three category, So it have a different intensity and energy. The anaerobic endurance is dealing with high intensity short burst activity, primarily fueled by carbohydrates of your body. We know the energy, what fuel the energy is the carbohydrates in this short burst activity, high intensity. For the aerobic, for the aerobic endurance is for sustained low to moderate intensity energy production using fat and carbohydrate in the presence of oxygen. There's your zone 2, there's your fitness. So they are using different types of energy. Your body switching the energy. That is your internal. Stop to have this. I have this what? This Taoist qi, internal qi, xing qi to dantian. If you don't even know this in anaerobic, you burning or you fuel by carbohydrates, and in the aerobic, depend on the level, low to moderate intensity, energy produced with fat and carbohydrate in the presence of oxygen. Your body couldn't function because you never train that. And then at rest during sleep, this is recovery. The body is fueled primarily by fat with oxygen always present, meaning that you have a very good balance between your oxygen and your dioxide because this is for your resting. So if you don't know this, how the hell are you going to have a high performance car? How are you going to have a high performance body? Okay. Now come to breathing. You see, for past 130 years since 1860s, when they developed the three sets, they never talk about breathing. They don't know about the breathing. Even the guy who developed that do not know the breathing. You look at all the grandmaster and all the teaching, you never see any type of breathing. They just copying something in 1850s and they make this three sets and so forth. Now we need to restore this. That's why I say you need to demolish whatever it is and restore whatever it is in the Chinese Kung Fu. So, in the anaerobic, the breathing is windy breathing, meaning that you have breathing with sound, like when you are sprinting, those type of breathing. And in anaerobic, breathing comes demand driven, not completion driven, meaning that you demand it. Is up for demand. Okay. Now, in the nurture qi, recovery is like sleeping and resting, and meditations and samadhi and healing and qigong. The breathing is a natural subtle breathing. The breathing have three phases. Inhale, which is for action. Exhale, which is to release. And there's a pause after the exhale, which is the exhale, exhale, pause. This is for completion. Your body naturally need that for you to rest, for the completions. Okay? Now, so this is for your meditation, for your healing, for your recovery, for your sleeping, for your qigong, for your meditation, for you enter into the samadhi, deep into samadhi. This is for your fighting. Breathing become demand driven, not completion driven. Okay. Inhale often follows exhale immediately. Sometimes in inhale even interrupts exhale. Eliminate the natural pause, exhale pause, meaning that this pause, meaning that this pose was purposely eliminated in fighting because it's demand. You strike, 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 strike. You exhaust already. You don't have the time for the pose. Right away, you take a deep breath. That is inhale often follow exhale immediately. Breathing become demand driven, not completion driven. So these are extremely two different type of breathing. This is not natural. This is unnatural breathing. This is the natural breathing. So when you want to talk about Qigong, Neigong, for healing, for meditations, for your Qi flow, everything, you need to be able to develop this natural subtle breathing and have all the inhale, exhale, and pause complete in completions. Or else you will not be able to do it because inhale, exhale, and pause are the biological rhythm of human. This thing is not following fully the biological rhythm of human when you do fighting. That's why when you have the anaerobic endurance or anaerobic activities, you always need to go back to recovery, to go back to this natural way of your bio rhythm, your biological rhythm. Without that, you look at Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee is lack of this. You continue do this, it's not going to make you stronger. It's going to kill you. Okay. Now, on the other hand, if you have this, you don't have this training, you cannot fight. So don't buy into those who say, I practice Tai Chi or internal, slowly, softly, I can fight. Are you soft to against to defeat hard? That's called bullshit. This is human body. If you don't have this, you cannot fight. You don't have this anaerobic endurance trainings with the get used to the different way of the body fueling energy. Forget about it. So those who do soft, using soft like a Tai Chi to defeat your opponent, you end up out of breath and get KO in seconds because you never trained this way. Now, again, I said, if you never have this recovery or nurture chi, you'll die. You're going to worn out your body. It's like your car, you're keeping put in the first gear and you just drag force the entire car to the entire car broken. Now, for the fitness and aerobic endurance, you're using the common breathing. Like usually when you walk, you don't give sound in your walking. You don't give out sound. You feel comfortable. However, inhale often follow exhale immediately, meaning that after you exhale, inhale, you exhale, you do not have that period of pause there because you are inactive. Okay, so this is less intensity than the anaerobic, but it doesn't have that part of the pause. When you get stressed, you get nervous, you get into that inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. That's how humans do. And that's why you stress the hell your body cannot rest. Your body cannot heal. And so at the aerobic, it is reduce. It is about reduce or let me get back first. So at the aerobic, it is common breathing. Inhale often follow exhale immediately without that post exhale pulse. It is reducing it. But when you get closer to the anaerobic, like your heart rate zone training is from uh, heart rate zone 3 going to 4, then you will eliminate the pulse, exhale pulse altogether. In usually like in the zone 2, zone 3 training, it is reducing or sometimes eliminating, depend on people. So what we know is what we know is if you are in the anaerobic endurance anaerobic zone for the fighting in zone 4, zone 5 for full accelerations fighting or training, you for sure eliminate the natural post exchange pulse. When you are aerobic, depend on your level, your intensity, you either reduce or eliminate it. Okay, depend on people. If you never train that, you'll be able to just reduce, not eliminating it. People will eliminate it. Now, in the nurture chi, you always need to have this post exhale pulse exist, or else you will not rest, or else you will not rest. Okay. So if you say I'm resting, I do meditations, but in your meditation you do not have that post post exhale post exist. That means you are not actually in the in this uh, in this recovery and natural chi practice, or you don't have the skill. You don't know. Now, this is the necessary of Wing Chun when you train your Kung Fu. The fighting is how to drive the car. This is about your engine. You know which gear to use. You have the gear on your transmissions where you can select and they operate that way. Unless you have this clear, you develop that, you don't have the full Kung Fu. And it can be really damaging. Okay? Now, so let me share with you. For the recovery and chi nurturing in Xiu Lim Tao sets, in 1850 Xiu Lim Tao sets, this is how it is. When you stand there, when you stand there, you'll be able to breathe because this is for nurture chi and for recovery. You'll be able to breathe, inhale, exhale, and have that post exhale pulse. Okay, have this, have this part. If you cannot do that, that means you do not uh, have the skill. You are not in. You can stand there, make believe, but as soon as your breathing cannot have that three phase or completed, you do not have the skill. So you cannot just mimic somebody, stand there doing things like in the 站桩 or anything, thinking you have any internal skill. You don't. Just check your breathing as over here. Now today in science, we know that there's inhale, exhale, and pause. Do you have that three phase? If not, you don't have internal skill. Don't tell me you have Qigong. Don't tell me you can sing Qi to Dantian. Don't tell me you have mind power. You couldn't even call yourself back properly if you don't have that three phase of breathing all in contact. Okay? This is the beginning of the Wing Chun 1850 Xiu Lim Tao sets. This is for the aerobic training. Aerobic training. This is the training of Zone 2, Zone 3, aerobic endurance trainings, low to moderate intensity energy productions. Okay, this is a low to moderate intensity activity. And the breathing is common breathing. Inhale often follow exhale immediately, reduce or eliminate the natural post-exhale pose because now you are in the movement. Now your body in demand and so forth. That's what it is. Now, for the anaerobic endurance, for the windy breathing, you eliminate the post-exhale pause because it is on demand on what you want, not a full completion driven. It's no longer this completion driven, is demanding. Okay, so it is like this in the Wing Chun 1850. I slow down this 4 times the speeds, so you can see in the real life it is a full exertions. It is a zone 4, zone 5 kind of training. It is anaerobic training. It's the entire body releasing. Inhale, exhale. Okay. So it inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. It doesn't, it doesn't have that completion. It doesn't have the post exhale pose here because the purpose is on demand. When I'm fighting, I'm going to strike boom, 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 boom. And then take a deep breath. Go sideways. Okay? That is this type of training. When the body shake. So this is 4x slower speeds than the real life. Okay? So everybody know about this, right? Everybody know about this in Xiu Lim Tao. That's not what it is. In the real world, it's the entire body. You contract, you expand, you shoot out right away. That's anaerobic. So to see is to believe. This is how it is trained. How I train, how it is what it is. It doesn't mean that I know it all. No. I just show you, you have this three type of training. The nurture chi training, the aerobic endurance training, the anaerobic training. Or else your Xiu Lim Tao, your Wing Chun set incomplete. You're not doing dance. Those who do dance have no idea on this nurture chi where you have to have your completions of your biological rhythm, which is you need the pulse. in meditations, you need that. But even most people in meditation, like the mindful meditation who keep counting their breath, have no idea that pose exists. So it's just how pathetic is it? How screwed up is the world today? Okay. So this is the 1850s writing. If you read this, focus the intention union with the Shen while in the equal shoulder stance. You know those are the nurture chi training, belong to the nurture chi level. And thus he said number 4, this is number 1. He said union in Dan Tian do meridian sing. That is for the nurture chi. When you get Y6, moving your arm and all those things, it said that spiral twisting naturally follow the breathing and the direction of the chi. That is getting into the aerobic training. When you get into this, double push hand while exhaling, double push hand while exhaling. Okay, you know that is at the anaerobic already. And here it said that draw and chop must be done without delay. Bilgi is poison. Use the emergency. Use it at emergency. That's so fast, and then you exert those. You your breathing is on demand. Your breathing is no longer in this focus, the intention, union, while in equal shoulder stance, all those things. Okay. Now you see this after the anaerobic. Okay, you see that. You see. Okay, double palm trusting each other to break sudden attack. Left and right kick support by smooth and powerful jing. Right arm whip, arm split horizontal to the center. Draw and chop must be done without delay. Bilgi is poison. Use it at emergency. This is all anaerobic. Boom, 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 boom. And then he said, what? Return to the center palace with Buddha's hand. What is that? That is recovery. So the 1850s Wing Chun, you do boom, 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 and then you go down. Exhale, inhale. That is what? That is get you back into the recovery. Get you back here. You always go here and get you back here. You can go from here at the beginning of the Siu Lim Tao set, from recovery to anaerobic, from recovery to aerobic, and then to anaerobic, and then from the anaerobic, it get back to the recovery. That is the design. We have the writing. We know what it is. We have the science. We know what it is. We know what it is. We can do what it is. We know how this different type of training. Okay. So again, it's not me, I'm the best. No, this should be the educations of the Wing Chun who is serious start from today. If you don't have what it is, you're missing something, put it back. Or else you get trouble. If you do not have this, you know that thing doesn't work. Okay, don't tell me that my Sifu is this king of Wing Chun. Oh, he taught me this technique, that technique. Come on. It's just that's just like telling me my Sifu is the king of racing car. He told me about you have to be corner, you have to do this, you have to do this, but it never know about the gear. The first gear, second gear, automatic drive gear, and neutral gear. What good is that to talk about racing a car when you do not know about the existence of first gear, second gear, automatic gear, and the neutral gear and the backup gear. So again, you don't know this, you don't know Neigong internal skill. So what is the point to practice your 小念頭尋橋標誌 where you don't have this content completely? What is good to get your Taiji internal jing or go travel in China, talk to this grandmaster, that grandmaster? Why you totally miss up this thing? You never train it, you never develop it. And then you say, well, Henry, I can beat you. Sure, you beat your student, isn't it? But when you meet the pro, you don't even know the systematic way of training it. It's like army. So what do you have? Just talk. Can you face the pro? Of course not. Can you heal yourself when you're sick? When your body is exhausted? Of course not. It's all bullshit. It's all talking. It's very irresponsible. Okay? Because all the students must know this. When you get into the anaerobic, your body cannot handle it. You say, oh no, I'm going to go back to recovery. Oh no, I don't have the enough aerobic endurance training, so I'm not going to train this. What is the point to all boasting nonsense on all this hard training, sandbag training, whatever training, but you do not know this. You're going to damage your body. You're going to screw everybody. And of course, when you're old like me, almost 70, I'm not going to do a lot of anaerobic because this have free radicals and can cause problem in my body, especially when we are aging. Our body is decaying, is not as well. We have different type of sickness. We have diabetic, we have high blood pressure, low blood pressure, heart issue, kidney issue, because we are old, we are tear and wear. How can you get them going to this anaerobic all the time? You need to have this recovery to save yourself. And in daily working, in daily life, you need the aerobic and recovery to support you for daily. Just put it in a really serious way. How many of you guys fight? But we all have to live every day. You can see people working in constructions, who working driving car, who working in all different place, even standing, flipping hamburger. You need this recovery and aerobic endurance until you grow old. The anaerobic, when you have a good body, when you are young, okay. Those are daily life. Why do you want to train Wing Chun for? Garbage in, garbage out, serve you nothing in daily life. That's wasting of energy. Not to mention you completely have no idea on this and you just say, my Sifu is just hot shot. He can beat Hendrik. What is the point? It's just like a chief, okay, in the chief in the ancient race or group or village, or a chief in a rural village, and keeping telling people that I can beat this army, I can beat that army, while people is using missile. Can you handle the missile? One missile, your entire race gone. You're just daydreaming on your my chief is the best fighter and all this bullshit. Okay. Those kind of people do not have care and concern of their people. And yet today I want to share this is because enough bullshit is enough Buddhist. For past 130 years, people taking opium. Just 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 look at it. You take opium every day, can you do anaerobic? Can you claim that you are the king of Wing Chun and taking opium? Why you cannot scientifically doing an aerobic endurance training? You have no idea on this thing. Finally, finally, The recovery part is from the 二妹十二桩. The anaerobic part, like in other video and in my book, Decoding Wing Chun, on how you hold your breath, how you have to keep your breath in fighting, those are from Shaolin Short Strike. So you can look at that in the Shaolin Short Strike. You have this anaerobic endurance training. For the 二妹十二桩, you have the recovery and aerobic training. That is by evidence, by writing. You just check this writing, and you see in the teaching of 二妹十二桩 and Shaolin Short Strike. That's that simple. What to argue? Which grandmaster in the world today, I'm talking about gatekeeper grandmaster, including China, be able to make this thing this clear? None. Everybody is just promoting nonsense. Those are not Chinese Kung Fu. Those are not Wing Chun. Those are their own money-making branding, where you put people on risk. If you don't have this, you don't understand this, you don't know this, you don't train, either you cannot fight or you cannot recover your body. What good is that? Okay? So, in today's world, anaerobic performance suppress the exploratory pose by necessary. Exhaustions arise when the body forget how to let the pose return. Look at Bruce Lee's. That's the tragic. You violate anything, you violate this, you got problem. Martial art, elite, athlete training, and cardiovascular regulation all coverage on the same principle. High performance activity temporarily suppress the natural post-axial pulse to meet immediate demand, but health, calm, and electric heart stability depend on the post-return during recovery. When this completion state is restored, vagal tone stabilize the heart, the nervous system settle, and both fatigue and PVC is post-skipping. When you get old or people who have some issue in their body, have a post-skipping, susceptibility decrease. We know in science today. So if you don't have this, are you asking people to go kill themselves, screw themselves? So what type of Wing Chun is just nonsense? This is science. You want to have your heart have problem when you grow old? You violate that, you will have all kinds of health issue. And you want to make use of this in the daily life. Say, oh no, I shouldn't do this because this is going to damage my body. Oh, I need to rest now. Oh, I'm not calm down because I know my natural pose exhale. Okay, natural pose exhale pose. When I notice that my natural pose exhale is eliminated, I completely inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. I know I'm getting in trouble. I better go rest. I better calm down, relax down, get into the nurture chi state. If I already get there, I go to the anaerobic. Inhale, exhale, and so forth. You can get into the over breathing. You can have all kinds of stuff in your heart, in your body, in your nervous systems. What good is that? Okay? So this is what I like to share with you today. I know it's a bomb, but this bomb is not for me. I'm almost 70. I don't know. My day is count. That's why I always tell you. You look at statistics, people like me who have diabetic type 1, they say that your lifespan is 67 years old. And this, what have to share today, have to share with everybody. Not for me, for you guys. Grandmaster, who cares? After I was buried down 6 feet, who know who is Grandmaster anyway? But you is important. In the AI world, artificial intelligence era, when things getting really, really hectic, when you have to think a lot, even though it is the mental activity, no longer physical. If that causing you do not have that completion of your breathing, you only have inhale, exhale, you know you are not resting. You see, you suppress, you suppress the, if you suppress the natural post exhale post to meet immediate demand, but health, calm, and electric heart stability depend on the post return during recovery. For long term, you're gonna expect your body run into all kind of issue like your PVCs, skip pulse, nervousness, high blood pressure, stress and anxiety, all kind of stuff. Why? Because habitually you put yourself inside there. So this is what I like to share with you. So be it if everybody scold me, tell me you guys I'm bullshit or anything. This is the truth. Are we going to restore it? Or at least, if you're really serious of what you practice, do you want to go back to family, have a good, healthy body so that you have enjoy your family? Sure, you want to be the champion of MMA, UFC, whatever. If you know there's Wing Chun stuff, you know you need those recovery part training. You know, you just go inhale deep, exhale, like a really fast breathing, those kind of thing will not get you to have a healthy body. So this everything what I say here is about educations. So until now, you know that you have crossed the line of no return. You know it already. Your car, you need to know the first gear, second gear, auto drive gear, neutral gear, back off gear, and your engine has to do that. If your engine cannot do that, you don't know this, you know you don't have Neigong, you know your Wing Chun, it is pretty empty. It's just based on your born healthy body or your brute force. You will not be able to fight those who is in the Olympic training, professional using science to train. Because today I share with you, science know what the ancient Chinese or the 1850s Wing Chun is, but you don't know. And also don't keep telling me, oh, I know it's a sports science. If that, how come when you stand up doing your Shulim Tao, it's easy to notice that your breathing do not have that post exhale pulse. Why? Because your stance prohibit you to get there. Who are you going to keep? So this is the bomb or the best present I can give you all in this Christmas. You hate me, you look at this a bomb, that's fine. You look at this as a present from not from me, from the ancestor of Wing Chun and the Chinese Kung Fu. You go with it. There is a present. You grow. You grow out of this wall That's why this bomb is for demolish the entire thing.